What's up, y'all? My name is Nate. This is Throttle Only. This is a 2023 Mercedes-Benz S500. Let's check it out. All right, so let's kick off this review looking at this key fob here. So at the top, you're gonna have the Mercedes logo, and if you push that, it will lock the vehicle. And then you're also gonna have your unlock here, and then you can also unlock the tailgate there, and it will automatically open and close for you. On the back, there is nothing, but you are gonna have your alarm button there, and then of course, you can have your standard key as well. All right, so we're at the front of the vehicle now. Let's go ahead and look at this glass. This glass is gonna show some sort of blue tint on it, and I think it looks so nice. I wish it had it on all of the windows though. It really is only gonna be on this front glass and then the rear glass. And then also looking at this hood is super sleek, super nice. There's only gonna be one body line on either side of the vehicle above the wheels here, but again, it looks super nice and super sleek. And then as we come on up, you're gonna have two Mercedes-Benz logos. One is gonna be flush with the actual vehicle, and the other one is gonna stand up, letting everybody know you're in an S-Class. So down from those Mercedes-Benz logos, you're also gonna have a pretty nice looking grille. It's gonna have a front camera, also your adaptive cruise control sensing bits in there, and it is gonna have a chrome look to it. I don't mind it, honestly, even though this car is white. Generally, I would like a white and a black look, but this honestly looks pretty good. Then down from that, you're gonna have some more venting and some really nice styling with some fake venting. I don't mind it at all. This S-Class looks so beautiful and sleek. And then the last thing I wanna talk about, which is my absolute favorite, are these headlights. These headlights look super good. I'm gonna show you what it looks like when I turn on those hazards, those turn signals, kind of show you what it looks like in lower light as well. But again, these Mercedes-Benz headlights, they just look super nice. There's gonna be some individual LED projectors in there, a very nice white LED daytime running light as well. And then as you look into the headlight, it just has a lot of dimension, and you can tell that there is a lot of engineering that goes into these. All right, so starting at the side of this vehicle here, let's look at these wheels. These wheels look super nice. So these are gonna be the 20-inch Y multi-spoke wheels you can configure on the Mercedes-Benz website. And I think they look super nice with this white and just how long this vehicle is. It just looks amazing to me. You're also gonna have some pretty nice ventilated disc brakes there as well. And then these calipers are gonna say Mercedes-Benz, and they are going to be gray. We're gonna have a pretty nice side skirt here. This is absolutely my favorite color. I changed my mind. Before it was standard black, but honestly, this blacked out chrome looks super nice. I really wish that they had it on the rest of this vehicle. As we come on back, let's go ahead and look at these mirrors. So these mirrors are gonna have your LED indicator on the outside. You're also going to have a notification icon that's gonna be on the mirror. They will fold, and they are also going to be auto dimming as well. Let's go ahead and talk about these door handles. So these door handles are gonna lie flush to the vehicle, but then as you walk up with the key fob in your pocket, it also has a mobile app as well, but they will come out to greet you, and then it is gonna be surrounded by light. It's gonna say Mercedes-Benz in there, and then there's also gonna be a pretty cool logo that's gonna come from the mirror and display on the ground. These doors will also be soft close, front and rear. And then lastly, I just want to take a step back here and just look at the side of this vehicle here. I mean, there is a couple body lines up top above these door handles, and then another one just above the side skirt that I mentioned earlier. But other than that, this car looks super smooth and super nice. All right, so now that we're at the rear, let's go ahead and start with this glass. So this rear window is going to have that nice blue tint that we saw up front. And then at the very top, there's also going to be a third brake light. On the trunk here, you're also gonna have a rear deck lid spoiler that is gonna be body colored. I think it looks pretty nice. Again, it goes really nicely with this very sleek design that this S-Class has. Then you're also gonna have our Mercedes-Benz logo just below that spoiler. You're also gonna have a 4MATIC badge and an S500 badge. Below from there, where your license plate is, you're gonna have your reverse camera, but it is gonna be hidden until you go ahead and shift into reverse, and it's gonna pop down. That way, your reverse camera always stays clean. So then on the very bottom of the vehicle here, you are actually going to have a rear diffuser. It is going to be in this gloss black color, but just above from that, there's actually going to be some of this black chrome that we saw on the side of the vehicle. I'm not sure why they didn't include that in a lot more areas on this car. I think it would go so much better. Then also you're going to have your exhaust tips here. They are going to be fake, but there is going to be exhaust tips inside of them. I think it looks pretty nice. And my absolute favorite thing about this rear end has to be these lights. These lights are just as beautiful as the ones up front. There is way more dimension in these, however. And then when you turn on your hazards or your turn signals, the red is going to change into a beautiful amber color. It just looks super nice. All right, so officially, let's go over some of these specifications. So this is the 2023 Mercedes-Benz S500 4MATIC sedan. So there are some other models as well. So this is the S500. There's also going to be the S580. There are some other trims as well. So there's going to be the luxury line and the AMG line. This one I have here today is going to be the luxury line. The color is going to be diamond white metallic. Starting MSRP before options is $114,500 US. Under the hood, there's going to be a 3-liter inline 6-cylinder turbocharged engine with mild hybrid drive and electric auxiliary compressor. And this is going to push out 429 horsepower, 384 foot-pounds of torque, making this thing go from 0 to 60 in 4.9 seconds. It's also going to have a 9-speed automatic transmission, 4MATIC all-wheel drive, and for the fuel economy, it gets 21 miles per gallon in the city and 30 miles per gallon on the highway. Okay, so now let's go ahead and listen to some of the exhaust notes on this vehicle. So I know it is an S-Class, it's meant to be comfortable, it's meant to be quiet, which it is, but it has a bunch of different drive modes. It has Eco, it has Comfort, Sport, and Sport Plus. So I want to see if there's a difference in the sound from the outside. Okay, so now let's go ahead and take a look at the engine here. So this is going to be the 3-liter 6-cylinder turbocharged engine, and it just looks super clean under here. Of course, this is an S-Class, and this is where that engine is going to sit in relation to these front wheels here. All right, so now it's time. Let's go ahead and look at the trunk space on this vehicle. So these rear seats are not going to fold down. I'll show you that in just a second here. Let's go ahead and open it with the key fob. So I left some of my camera gear in here so you can just see how much space this thing actually has. It's also going to have a pretty deep loading floor as well. You can see right there. Underneath here, there's actually going to be a little bit of storage space. On the side here, you're also going to have a little area to store some items there as well. And then there's also going to be a 12-volt adapter just under here. On this side, there's just a little bit of a groove or an indent for some more space. And there's actually going to be a pass-through as well, just right there. I'll show you that on the inside. And lastly, you're going to have this pull tab right here for groceries or whatever you want. You can hang them right there. When you're all done, you can automatically close the gate here, or you can lock it as well. We're going to just close it. And there we are. All right, y'all, so I am in the S-Class here, sitting in the rear seats, and these rear seats are so comfortable. They are super plush. I absolutely love it back here. So, of course, you can adjust these seats in the front so that you have enough room, but you really don't need to. I'm 6'1", and I have no issues just setting it at a normal adult height and getting in. So you're also going to have a pretty nice armrest behind me here. It can fold out. It's got some storage pockets in there that you can fit some items in if you'd like. And then looking at these door panels, probably the best thing about this back here. So you can actually adjust these roller shades. So there's actually going to be a bunch of roller shades in here. On the driver's side rear, there's going to be one, also one on the rear for the passenger. There's going to be one just behind myself here in the rear for the rear window, and then also one just up above on this second rear window here as well. Also, looking at this door panel is going to have really, really nice interior lighting. It looks like it's behind some sort of panel that makes it look a little bit better, where the lighting doesn't just sit in one area, but it kind of spreads throughout. You're also going to have really premium material on these door panels. You can customize what material you want on Mercedes' website, but there is going to be a little bit of gloss black there as well. You're also going to have a beautiful Burmester sound speaker. It's going to have a really nice design to it. And everything back here just looks super premium. There are going to be a couple vents that you can move around back here if you choose to. And then there's also going to be some USB Type-Cs as well. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at this passenger door panel. Let's just start up top here. Look at this lighting. It just looks super nice, just like I showed you in the rear. And it is pretty plush as well. You're going to have heated and ventilated seats up front here. You're also going to have some memory seat settings that you can push there. Just look at this material. There's also some gloss black there. You have a window switch, your lock and unlock controls, and then you're also going to have your seat switches there. They're not going to be next to the seat. They're going to be up here. And then there is your Burmester sound speaker. As we come on into the vehicle, you're going to have an illuminated Mercedes-Benz sill. And then just look at this beautiful material here on this seat. Just looks super nice. You're also going to have an included pillow as well. And then if you are the passenger, you also get a look at more of this beautiful material here on the dash. Just look at this. And look at that interior lighting. So looking at the driver door panel here, pretty similar to the rest of the door panels in the vehicle. You're going to have the beautiful interior lighting up front here. Beautiful materials here as well, but you're going to have all of your light controls here on the door panel. Then you're also going to have the window switches here as well as the shade switch there. Your mirror controls are also going to be on this door panel. Memory seat settings, heated and cooled seats. You can also adjust the passenger seat using this button right here. Then you're going to have your beautiful Burmester sound speaker right here. And your automatic trunk button is going to be right there. As you enter the vehicle, you will have a Mercedes-Benz illuminated sill here. You're also going to have some aluminum and rubber pedals there. And then just take a look at these beautiful seats. I just love how they look. All right, so inside the vehicle, let's go ahead and talk about this center console / armrest. So where you rest your arms is going to be pretty plush. And then you can push right here and it'll open up the center console. And inside, you're going to have two USB Type-Cs, and it is going to be pretty deep in here as well. And then just up from that, you're going to have a good amount of gloss black here if you option that. And to open this, all you have to do is push right here. And then in doing so, you're also going to have two more USB Type-Cs. It's also going to have the underglow of whatever ambient lighting you have selected for the vehicle. And then there's also going to be wireless charging and two cup holders. All right, so just up from that, let's look at this massive screen here. So let's go ahead and start at the bottom. So this will be your drive mode selector. You could go ahead and start from this side here. So this is going to be an individualized mode, and you can customize all of these things here. And then next you're going to have Sport, Plus, Sport, Comfort, which is honestly the best mode to keep this vehicle in, and then Eco. This button right here is going to be for your cameras, and you can quickly toggle that. You can open the front camera first. If you were to push this button right here, it will give you a different view, and then you can also push for the rear camera, and then again for a different view there. And then if you push these side buttons here, this will show you one particular side, but you can also just go ahead and move with your finger the camera all the way around to get a pretty awesome view of the vehicle. And then also too, if you want to save a specific spot, perhaps maybe in your driveway or something like that, when these cameras pop up, you can push this button right there, and then it will map it with the GPS. So when you pull up, it will open the cameras for you. So another thing I want to mention about these cameras, so when you switch into reverse, your shade in the rear will actually lower for you. so that you can actually see what is going on. That is pretty cool. And then if you were to push this button right here, it's going to open up some quick functions. There's car wash mode, snow chains. You can raise the level of the vehicle as well. You can shift into manual shifting, different parking sensors, active steering assist, active lane keep as well. And then different features as well with interior protection, tow away alarm, and block the trunk access. And then there's a bunch more things you can toggle through there as well. So going on back down here, you also are going to have your hazard light that's going to sit right here. And then this is going to be a Touch ID sensor. So it can actually save some personal settings for you based off of your fingerprint. And then you can shut off the screen here. And then these are going to be your volume controls down here. At the bottom of this giant screen here, you're going to have all of your climate controls that will sit here permanently, but you can pull up a giant screen of it if you just hit the climate menu right here, and then you can toggle where you want all of your airflow and stuff like that to actually go. You can hit the sync button, you can turn it off. If you want air to hit your feet, you can also toggle that as well. And then when you're done, you can hit either home or the climate menu and it will collapse that. This section down here is called the dock, and currently I am connected to Apple CarPlay, so it's showing the song that I have playing. And of course, my phone is connected to it as well. You're going to have this giant map that's going to sit here pretty much the entire time that you're driving the vehicle. But if you want to go to a specific place, you can just press this or this, and then you can type in specific directions. I'll show you what that looks a little bit later, because this is also going to have the augmented reality as well. Okay, so let's run through a lot of these features here in the center screen. There is a lot, so if you are going to buy one of these vehicles and you're configuring it on Mercedes website, just pay attention to what you're doing, because this vehicle might not have all of the stuff that you want. So I'm going to go ahead and click home here. And then as I do that, just pay attention here, because I primarily am only going to use comfort, settings, and information. The rest of the stuff is pretty self-explanatory. So if I go ahead and go into information, it's going to show you some information about the vehicle. Let's hit consumption first, and this is pretty much what it sounds like. If I hit the vehicle here, it's going to show you a little bit more detailed information. Accelerator pressure, as I hit that, it changes. The brake pressure as well. It'll show you if you're level or not. And then this is a diagram of how the suspension is actively making it more comfortable for you. And then this is going to be the ride height on this side. And if I click the engine, it's going to show you the current torque and power, as well as the boost pressure. And then you also have some temperature gauges down below as well. So as I push down, you can see that it does actively change. Now, if I click comfort here, you'll have a bunch of comfort settings. So this is going to have a lot of massage settings here. You have classic wave, deep waves, deep workout. Just look at all of this stuff. And you can do this for both the driver and the passenger. If I were to go ahead and click seat, you also have something called seat kinetics. It'll basically kind of move you around in your seat so you don't get sore in just one area. And then you could also adjust your lumbar, shoulders, side bolsters. This dynamic multi-contour seat will actually put the bolsters in the opposite direction of where you're driving when you're taking a turn, and that way it'll keep you in your seat. You also have different heat settings, automatic seating positioning, and then you can reset as well. If I were to go into ambient lighting, there is a ton of ambient lighting to choose from in here. I'll kind of show you a clip of what it looks like at nighttime. It looks super nice, but you're also going to have the ability to have multicolor as well. So instead of just having one color, you can just have a bunch of different ones, and it blends really nicely in this S-Class. You can also adjust the brightness, and then you can also adjust the different effects as well. Now we'll hit settings. And as we hit settings, we're going to click assistance. This is where you're going to have all of your assistance settings. If you hit driving, you're going to have a steering assist, your active lane keep assist, collision avoidance items, regular assistance, including traffic light view. It'll basically just show a camera of what is going on at the light. Then you also have some other camera options and some parking options. If you hit vehicle here and starting with driving, you're going to have a snow chain mode, manual shifting mode, automatic gas station search when you're vehicle gets low on fuel. There's also a car wash mode, toll system as well. And then if you were to go ahead and hit comfort, this is actually really nice. So for the roller sunshades or sun blinds, you can open all or close all. Currently I have all of them closed, so I'm going to go ahead and click open all. And all of these will open. And then you're also going to have a rear one here, which opens just a little bit later than the rest. And then if I want to close it, I'll go ahead and hit close all. It's pretty cool. And then coming back to the screen, so there is a lot of stuff that perhaps a lot of people won't actually end up using, but it is here. There is occupant protection as well, which is going to basically adjust your belts. It'll give you a little squeeze once you plug it in. There's some more options here, dynamic select. And then if you hit light, you have your options for your daytime running lights, your regular lights, interior and exterior lighting, ambient lighting, and different system options here, as well as just regular info. Going back to home, the primary thing for me is on this section here. You're going to have Apple CarPlay, and that is primarily what I use while driving. And if I need to adjust the shades in a pinch, you can just go ahead and go back to home, hit settings really quick, hit vehicle, comfort, and then roller sun blinds. All right, so real quick, we're gonna go over this steering wheel. So this steering wheel is gonna be wrapped in leather. There is going to be a wood option available if you like that. There's gonna be a good amount of gloss black pretty much all around this steering wheel. Personally, I'm not really a fan of that, but it does look pretty nice when it's clean. Nice Mercedes logo in the center. And then this is very easy to use. If you look on the left side here, you're gonna have a home button and then some navigation buttons and then a back button. If you were to push these, that is actually going to change your digital instrument gauge cluster right here. And you can choose whichever style you like. Push home once again. If you're gonna do anything in sport mode, you can use this. And personally, my favorite is the exclusive. So just showing you all of the different modes that you can have. And then lastly is the service mode here. And you can do that again using these top buttons right here. And then if you were to use your cruise control or anything like that, all of those switches will be right here. On this side, you're also going to have a home button as well. And with this home button, it will actually control this screen right here. And then you can select whatever you want. I can go into car settings if I were to push that and scroll down just like normal. And then also on the steering wheel, you'll also have your volume control and then your call buttons. And the last thing I want to talk about is going to be this sunroof up here. So to open it and to close the shade here, you'll just swipe your finger just like this, and it will go ahead and open for you. Once that's open, you can go ahead and swipe once again, and it will actually open the actual window. Okay, so now taking this S-Class out for a drive, let's go ahead and start with a 0 to 60 like I always do. It is going to be in Sport Plus mode, and I'm also going to brake boost it. Honestly, that is got a pretty nice kick to it. It isn't a performance car, but it really does put down the power. So another thing I want to talk about, just besides the power in this, is the comfortability. This thing is ridiculously comfortable. There's so much space in here. Honestly, the best drive mode to keep it in is just going to be comfort. That is the best. It's super smooth. It goes over bumps very nicely. It does have some suspension that will damper. It just feels amazing. There's some other things in this vehicle that I really want to talk about, and one of those things is the interior lighting. The interior lighting at night is so amazing. There's so many different colors that you can choose from, and it extends all the way to the rear seats. It just looks super premium and super nice. So another thing I want to talk about is the augmented reality in this. It looks super awesome. So it'll actually just use the cameras that are mounted behind this windscreen here and show you a live image of what's going on, and then it'll overlay some augmented reality on top of that, and it just looks super nice and it's super convenient. But if you want it to be even more convenient, you can also add different packages on the website, and you can also put in a head-up display as well. This one is the base model S-Class, so it was not optioned for this vehicle. Some other cool driving aspects of this vehicle are also going to be the radar cruise control. It reminds me a little bit of Tesla, but does not work that well. But when you're going highway speeds, it will follow the vehicle very well, and it'll also keep you in your lane, and it can actually take some pretty tight turns as well. So another feature that's very interesting in this S-Class is traffic light view. So basically, if you're at a traffic light, it will show, using the cameras, what the traffic light looks like and the view in front of you. It seems kind of useless. I'm not really sure what this is about, but it does look pretty cool when it is on. And then another thing as well, there are a bunch of gestures and stuff that you can customize, kind of similar to BMW and Audi. Another thing that's really awesome with this vehicle is, even though it's a super long wheelbase, you can actually turn on a dime. And that's because these rear wheels will actually turn with the front wheels. That way you don't have to do any sort of 3-point turns or anything like that. So honestly, I have really enjoyed this S-Class. This is such a nice vehicle to drive, and even better, honestly, if you're being able to be driven in the back seats. But anyway, if you have enjoyed this review, please comment, like, or subscribe. I would really appreciate it, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.